Well, today we're having a look at the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So this is something that Samsung's been doing for a few years, off and on. They'll release a fan edition of one of their sort of flagship devices, and so I think it's worth about $1,200, $1,200, something like that. Which compared to, for example, the S25 Ultra, which I reviewed earlier on in the year, which sort of comes in at around 2,500, depending on storage size. Uh, Obviously, yeah, you're saving a lot of money. I thought what I'd do a little bit differently today is, without any of the details or comparisons as to exactly what's different about the S25 FE and the other members of the S25 range. First of all, I just say what I can remember of those phones and compare it to those. And then I'll look it all up and see how wrong I was. But from what I can remember, there's not a lot of difference. It feels like a real premium build. It's this very similar shape and look to the device. And it runs super smooth. I'm getting good camera footage. It has all those great Galaxy AI or Gemini AI, features with the camera and photo editing and things like your Google circle to search. Gemini. Is it Google? Is it Gemini? Whatever. It's all very confusing. But anyway, all that AI stuff is definitely happening just as much on this phone, as far as I can remember, as it was with those other flagship devices. It really it charges wirelessly. It seems to have a decent battery life. Automatically connects with other Samsung devices like your Galaxy Buds and that sort of thing, and obviously the Galaxy Watch. I just at this point, I'm not quite sure why you'd pay all that extra money just to get a slightly flasher camera and a stylus that pops out that you often forgets that it's there and you hardly ever use. So not that I'm putting the S25 Ultra down, a fantastic phone, but is it $1,000 more or more than $1,000 more fantastic than this phone? You have to wonder. Anyway, I'm going to go away and check on those comparisons, and then I'll come back. But in the meantime, let me take you inside this device and inside the selfie cam, and we'll see how good that looks, because that's the way you're going to be doing, any video calls or streaming or anything like that, aren't you? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here I am now inside the S25 FE, and coming to you through a 12 megapixel selfie cam. So that's the same as what you'd find on the S25 base model and the S25 Plus. Once again, like I always like to do in these situations, you be the judge. How am I looking? How am I sounding? I mean, Samsung just does a great job of the camera stuff these days, especially with the video. And then you can use AI to fix a whole lot of things up and change a whole lot of things afterwards as well. So there you go. You've been inside the FE. Let's see how I got on with that homework, comparing the stats with the different S25s. Here we go. Okay, now here I am back outside, so we can see the device I'm actually talking about. And I've done a little bit of homework now, and I've got to tell you, it's interesting. So really, I mean, obviously, you comparing it with the Ultra is not fair. Because the Ultra has a completely different camera setup. It's got a much better processor, and it's got abilities that the other Samsung phones just don't have. Maybe the Fold comes close this year, But yeah, so if we think about the other two the Galaxy S25s, you've got the base model S25 and then the S25 Plus. Really, the only difference between those two phones is the size of the display. So the S25 Plus, same size display as this phone, and yet it is also priced into the 2000s. So really, that's the phone that we're comparing this phone with, and I've got to say, the differences make it very hard to choose the S25 Plus over this device. Very similar camera setup, not exactly the same. There's a slight difference in the megapixels between the ultra wide and the telephoto lens, although both offer the same sort of zoom capabilities and that sort of thing. There is a slight difference in with the screen resolution, so things will look a little bit nicer on the S25 Plus, but I haven't really had an issue with this display in terms of the resolution. It's still an AMOLED display, and it still looks fantastic, and it's bright, and it's a great Samsung display. So really. The only thing is, you don't always definitely know that Samsung's going to bring out an FE edition. Because what I'm saying is if you were thinking, do I wait till next year, like if you're on an S24, an S23, something like that, do I wait until the beginning of next year when the new Galaxy phones, the Galaxy flagships come out, or do I go with this FE of the S25 edition now, given that it's a pretty good price and it seems to have lots of good features? That's a hard decision because will there be an FE then next year? Will there be an S26 FE? Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. So all I can tell you is that I've been super impressed with this phone, and it really is stands right up there with the S25 and the S25 Plus, if not the S25 Ultra.